Okay, it's about the first time in a long time we've had a rainy day. And I wanted to do a few wet day jobs around the farmyard today. We're going to do some hay for the goats and do a bit of tinkering. And I'm hoping to do a few of these over a couple of days so we can get to grips with what I do in day-to-day yard farming whilst it's raining. And I also forgot, I left this out the other day because I was filming a cattle feed for TikTok. And yeah, it's a bit wet now. So we'll untie that. And I was hoping to use this. So see, this will hold your phone, but it's a bit wet. So we'll do a bit of farming, wet day farming. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Before I do the hay, I should check these pigs are making a right racket. It's feeding time. Check this out. As the piglets get older, they just get more and more like greedy with the mother. When they start to get to this size, we start to wean them because we don't want them to be like just eating the mum to shreds. They make loads of noise and they fight each other for it. So it's quite nice to get them away from the mother. But I digress. This is the thing about farming. You come down to do a job and you end up doing something completely different for a minute. Otty. Where's he gone? Where's that Otty? Where are you going? Right, if I send Otty into this goat barn, he'll know what to do straight away. Go on, Otty. Go on, boy. Good lad. I hope you can hear me all right today. I've not got my microphone on, so I'm all being well. You should be able to hear me and see me fine. But because it's a wet day as well, I didn't want to. I'm not sure if they're waterproof, so I forgot about it. So next job is we're going to get the Ford 4000 over here, drive into this goat yard where I store a lot of the hay. So what we do is I don't give them a whole bale every day. They have as much. They don't need as much as that. So I come into this barn. We take a lot off of here. See this ring here? So we feed these. This is the kidding barn in here. All these girls. They get a load rolled out first. So then they have hay in here for a few days. Then I take the surplus ring here. Just there, look. And I bring that in with the tractor. So we're going to go and do that next. There we are, a bit of wiper. I'm just going to pick this one up myself. Oh, still raining. Right, so I'm just going to, I've got you on my stick thing here. Let's go in, we're going to shut this gate and then we'll let the goats back through so they can have their hay. Look at this rain, I'm getting soaked. I'm not one for waterproof stuff, I don't really find it very comfortable. So I just usually end up getting really wet. Okay, so as you can see, they're all in this side, ready for lunchtime. So I'm just gonna undo this string here and I'll be with you. So it's really important that the goats all eat enough. These goats have had kids. There's still 1 or 2 kids in here, but generally this goat yard is finished for kidding for now. So we want them to dry off. I'm not going to overfeed them, but you also want to make sure they've got enough to eat. Right then. But as when they're kidding and things, they have more concentrate food, you know, like sort of pellets or oats and proteins and things. Whereas at the minute, when they're like this, we try and limit them to, we do some hard barley, just so they've got something that's quite firm in their gut for their rumen. Then we make sure they have enough hay to always be able to eat it. And it's actually really important to have the goat ring full, because otherwise they just climb in it. There's a few stragglers here, but they'll get theirs in a minute. There's enough hay for them to all eat today. I mean, it's so wet now that everything's turning into that sort of top layer of like sludge. Hopefully you can still hear me, even with the Kubota running, it's quite noisy. Right. Well, I'm just going to head over the fields, check on how they're all doing. We're definitely not going to be combining or harvesting today. What's interesting is I've done some stuff for TikTok as well, but the reason we don't combine in this weather is mainly 2 reasons. One, the actual crop itself is so difficult to cut. You can break your combine, you lose quality, you'll lose seed, you'll make the straw wet, that's then extra effort to dry the straw, to bale it and all that. So we don't do that. But what's more is the actual crop itself, even if you could cut it, and don't get me wrong, there's been times when we've done emergency cutting, you could put it through a grain dryer, but that also makes it difficult because you have the cost of drying. Our grain dryer uses diesel, so in that case you'd be spending diesel out to dry the wheat where you could just wait for it to dry out naturally. You do have some caveat to that where, for example, if it was really late in the season, you had some milling wheat and you were concerned about the quality, so it's been a bumpy track, sometimes you think to yourself, well, I've got to get it up before it rains because you'll lose the milling. This field we're going by here, if you remember an earlier video when I was talking to you about some spring oats, this was the shorter field where it gets longer up the top, so they're not far off at all. So really, I'm thinking we'll be able to cut one field across there first, and then we'll be straight into this one. So if we had a few days of dry weather, we'll be on these. So I'll do some more of the harvest videos for you there. But this is spring oats. I'm hoping they'll be of a good quality. This rain and wet weather will make no difference now to their growth or them getting any better. Oats can stand up better to this kind of weather as long as they're not too tall, because if they get too tall they blow over. Apart from that, oats you'd rather have out in this bad weather than you'd rather have wheat. Wheat can be damaged and lose quality quite easily. So, right, it's about to be my lunchtime and I'll catch up with you very shortly. Right, so it's afternoon, I'm nice and full, had a good lunch. We're just coming out to do the hay in this barn here. And I'm going to bag up some cattle feed, ready for the later, well, I say the later feeding time for the cows. And I'm just doing a bit of this hay here. An absolute nightmare over lunch. One of our deliveries was late yesterday, and that's no issue normally because of the chilled packaging. It's great. But it was one of my oldest, longest, best customers I've had for 20 years. And luckily it was, because she's understanding. And then when it arrived, we had actually sent some quiches, which were a special order, and they were absolutely battered. And obviously we've given them to her for free, but That's just rubbish. So I'm going to have to get onto this DPD and massively complain about it, because I just think that it's not good enough. Not only has the customer expected a product, we've made the product and sent it, then DPD have just treated it like a piece of rubbish. And there's only one person that takes all the money out of it, and it's them. So yeah, that's not very good. So now, like I do every afternoon, we're just having a little look over the sheep. I've got Ottie out here as well, and he's just going to bring them round to me, and then hopefully we'll keep them still and have a little look round. The grass isn't really growing at all, despite having all this rain. So we're feeding them a lot of creep. I've also been giving the mothers some oats on the floor just to have a little bit of food to eat. And I think I'm going to have to do that again tonight because it's all gone. Yeah, it's dried up a bit now though. The sky's not too bad.
Dreams will fly as I hit the ground. You ask me why, but I can't make a sound, 'cause time moves slow. Move slowly now. And it's all you have to live for. Then you're standing there alone, chasing